What's going on, guys? Let's take a look at Tesla. So I think Tesla is setting up going into December and January to go ahead and make all-time highs. I'm going to kind of go over a couple of the charts here on different time frames and kind of show you guys why I think that happened. So on Friday, we did reclaim that 1119, 1120 area. We closed at around 1130, 1140 into the after hours. Today, we kind of gapped up 20, 30 points, and then we made that first initial push into around 1188, 1190 before the rest of the market started to sort of pull back a little bit based on that Fed news that we did have today. So two parts to this trade here, one for scalpers, one for somebody who was looking to put on sort of a bigger move on a swing trade. Just remember that if you do have a smaller account here and you do put on a swing trade with Tesla, those drawdowns and that fluctuation of your P&L can be pretty significant. So if you're a very emotional trader and maybe you can't stomach those being down in your position by not giving yourself enough time on your options contracts or not giving yourself enough realistic expectation when it comes to how long you're actually going to hold this stock, maybe this trade is not going to be for you. But all of you other people out there that are interested in trading Tesla, this 1200 level is going to be a huge psychological level to the upside. So depending on what Tesla wants to do, if it wants to continue to pull back and test some of these rising supports here, we're going to have to wait and see. To the top side, that 1200 psychological break could be what we've seen. It could be the same effect what we've seen happen today, where the stock ran up 40, 50 points and then, kind of stalled out. And then, maybe at that point in time, we'd be coming up into these all-time highs, 1240, 1250 area. The first couple of price targets that I do have for Tesla, I'm just going to keep it clean and simple, is going to be once we break 1200, we're looking for that 1250 and then $1,300 level. So you can see here, just going back to November the 8th, we did have this long wick right in here at this 1200 level. And you can see today we came up into this $1,200 level, give or take a few points here, but we came up into this level and we got rejected. So you can imagine this is the first test of this level here. As soon as we get confirmation and start to break through, you can see some upside to about that 1250 level. So for all you scalpers who are going to sit on your hands, maybe you're an options player, you're going to sit on your hands and wait for that 1200 break. Definitely the 1200 break is going to give you about 50 points worth of upside based off of momentum and a bunch of people funneling into this trade trying to ride the trend to the downside. So what we have here, 1132s was the low. This 5-day moving average is going to continue to creep higher. If the market does continue to pull back this week here, okay? If the market does decide to pull back this week a little bit, it's completely fine for the long term. And when I mean long term, for you swing traders, 2 to 3 weeks, month, maybe a month and a half. If we start breaking through this 1132, we are going to have room down here to test this prior breakout at around 1110, 1120 area. So if you are a scalper and we start to lose this 1132, we are going to have a little bit of room to the downside on the daily time frame. Personally, for me, I did trade this on as a scalp this morning. Okay, so I took some 1180 calls, and as soon as we broke those pre-market highs, I entered those calls, sold out very, very quickly. And then the market decided to pull back. So it was pretty good that I got out of those because I can get a better entry for my swing trade. So for my swing trade, what I'm really looking for is to see if Tesla can pull back into this 1100 to 1120 zone. So in this area here, this is looking primed for a multi-day, multi-week run. If we do look at the weekly time frame, okay, this 1200 area, you can see we touched it 1-2 times, just as mentioned in the daily time frame section. Once we break this, we're looking for 1250, okay? This trend and this play, so to say, this swing trade is intact as long as we don't start breaking down and start losing realistically this 975. Even if you decide to take an entry, we do pull back. Let's say we pull back to this 1120, 1100, and we do break down into this 1040. This is another potential loading zone here. You're going to want to set up those contracts at least 3 to 4 weeks out if you do take them down here in this 1050. And if we lose 1050 and come down here to this 975, This is probably your ultimate sweet spot for the biggest possible move. However, this move is also going to take the longest, 1 to 3 months for this move to happen. If we do come down here back into this 976 area, definitely going to look at this from the hourly time frame here. So the hourly time frame, this 1122 is going to be the 50-day moving average. On the hourly time frame, you can see here once again this 1200 break to the top side is going to have 40 to 50 points worth of move. If the market was to pull back and Tesla pulls back to back test this 1120, you can see here this prior resistance that we had. Okay, so this is going to become an occurring theme here, and the numbers are not going to be spot on, but from this 1100 to 1120 zone, it'd probably be better if I drew a box. So let me draw a box here. This 1120, okay, this 1120 to around this 1100 zone here, we came up, touched it 1-2 times, was rejected, came all the way back down, touched it 1-2 times, was rejected, 1-2 times, was rejected. And then finally, once we closed inside and we started to get confirmation of that first close over this 1120 area is when Tesla really started to move. Now we're consolidating up here a little bit. So if we are tomorrow to lose this 1150 area zone here, I'd be looking to come back in here into this 1135 and possibly this 1120, 1100 range. Ideally, you would like to see Tesla pull back into this buy zone here, into this range, because we want to see this old what we want to see here is this old resistance now act as support, okay, for this next push higher. That's essentially what you would like to see in a picture perfect world here. We pull back into the 1100, 1120 zone once more to test it. And as soon as we test it, kind of firm up that support there, that previous resistance. And then we look for it to consolidate and maybe move sideways 1 to 2 days, which could possibly be this week. This would be a perfect week for Tesla to do that, being that it's, for one, a short trading week with Thanksgiving on Thursday, 2 half day on Friday, and then next week really start getting into the consolidation and moving higher part of this potential swing trade. So just kind of want to give you guys my thought process. I will definitely be looking to add anywhere in the 1100 to the 1120 zone here. Hopefully that comes this week, and if it does, I will look to take contracts at least 3 to 6 weeks out, maybe 3 to 4 weeks out, and kind of just play it after, you know, in 1 week or 2 week intervals after that on these contracts, depending on how high we want to go. But if this does want to test those all-time highs of around 1250 and possibly push to 1300, 1350, I would love to be a part of this trade down here in the 1100s. Definitely one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching. Tesla, Netflix, Amazon are going to be the 3 top stocks for swing trades that I have on my books. I hope this video kind of helps. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord that's down in the link below. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in the next video.